The Raiders skill position group, the tight ends, the wide receivers, the running backs will go from a tier 8 one-star team to a tier 3 heavy star power team. We just need to make one tad bit adjustment. Welcome back. You on the BART. Next stop, Ballerville, the skills position.
Just win, baby.
What's cracking? What's cracking? You on the BART, the Bay Area Raiders talk. And we early today. We're a little bit early. We got an early stop today. But you know, you here with your boy, Black the quarterback. And you also here with my nizzle, Pizzle, for shizzle. What's up, brother?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
Oh man, if I was any better, I'd be you.
I don't know about
So
that.
thank y'all for hacking in. Today we talking about the skills position. We've been doing a series. We've been breaking it down because we were talking about how we win championships from the top down, not the player up. We started already with the top, where we discussed Mark Davis, Spy Tech, and Tom Brady. And the name of that, y'all should go check that out. The name of that video was if we keep doing this, we're gonna end up in the Super Bowl. So go look at that one. And then we went down and we talked about the good Ice Kubiak. So we talked about him and the quarterbacks, Mendoza and Cousins. And then Friday we did a hell of a show about the O-line, the trenches. So we talked about the trenches and can it be a top 15 offense this year? And so today we talking about the skills position. Y'all know what that's about. But I was talking about the tier groups. And so I'm gonna show you here. Let me show you guys what I was talking about the tier groups. This tells us about where we are. At the bottom it says right there, we're a one-star team right now. Because we got one star on the team. And if you look, you can see different teams and they got different tiers. And I'm saying we're going to get to tier 3. So you might want to know, how do you define what the tiers are? And these are the tiers right here. Let me pull it up. Can you see it, Pizzle?
Yeah, I can see it. Tier
Okay.
1 features multiple all-pros, wide receivers, and top 10 stats. Running back, tight end. Tier 2 is have elite wide receiver 1 stats, but may lack top tier running back and depth concerns. Tiers 5 through 7 usually features one Hall of Fame talent like Travis Kelce, but have unproven or aging secondary options. And tier 8 through 9 is rely on single player to carry the offense or have groups composed entirely of mid-level starters. Oh, the bottom one sounds like the Raiders, though. Just kidding.
No, you ain't kidding. That's why we are tier 8, right? We're at tier 8. But I'm saying that we're definitely starting to turn the corner right there because we do have one star. And the one star is Brock Bowers. But then last year he got injured. And so we had an emerging star, Jeanty, right? Now, he's not a star in the league yet. I wouldn't say he's a star. But that's why we're rated so low. But the thing about us, when you're a tier 8 team, it's easy to stop those teams because you only have to stop one player, really. You got to just game that one player to
Right.
stop the whole offense. And I think one of the things that stopped us from being ranked higher is that we lack a true number one wide receiver. What's up with the people? What's good with Jack?
What up, Jack? We the people. How's it cracking?
Yes, sir. So we lack a number one wide receiver.
Well, do we?
Question.
Because I'm not saying Tucker is him yet, but he hasn't really had anybody to really have any time to get on the ball. He is a speedster. He was the best wide receiver on the team last year, I believe. So, he has talent, but I don't think we've been able to take advantage of that talent yet. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think we're a one-dimensional team?
Well, we have two superstars right now, which is Jeanty and then Bowers, right? But all the other positions are mid, bro. We have a couple of superstars on the line: Colton Miller, JPJ, right? But we don't have any, like you said, top tier talent other than Bowers and Jeanty. So that we've been able to see, and we didn't even get to see that good of a talent at Jeanty yet because we didn't have that good of an offensive line last year. That's what I'm saying about Tre Tucker. If we get some time, we got a comparable quarterback to actually give him, get the ball out in front of him so he can run under it. We might actually have something, and we don't even know it yet because we haven't been able to see it. We haven't even been able to scratch the surface of the depth of what he's capable of doing yet. Now, I'm not saying he's, I don't know, Devontae Adams or anything like that. But what I am saying is we don't know. Devontae wasn't that good his first few years either. So we had to we had to see what we have, scratch that surface, and hopefully, we can see what we got. If he's not, then, we got plenty of other people. Dante Thornton, he's supposed to be a speedster too, right? All these accolades, right? It's like really, he's like the third guy, like Moss and Calvin Johnson type height and stuff like that. So I'm not saying he's them, but he has those measurements, right? So, we didn't really, he kind of blew it last year in the season. Dropping balls, and then they brought in homeboy from Seattle, and that really cut the reps on him. And then Bach or Beck, I don't know which way you want to call it, but he was pretty good. But when you brought in I can't remember his name right now, but when you bring in that veteran,
Lockett.
Yeah, Lockett. Whenever you bring in Lockett, all the other reps stop going to the young guys. Pete Carroll don't like playing young guys. He wants all the experienced guys out there. He wants the older guys out there. But if you never play your young guys, you don't never know what you got until it's too late, and then you're looking to move on from them. I'd like to see what we have and see if we can coach them up before we get rid of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the players with the skills that pay the bills: the running backs, the tight ends, and the wide receivers. Hey, chat Raiders, let me know which area code is representing the Only Nation, the Raider Nation. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Go ahead, put it in the comments. I need to know where y'all from because, the earth is our turf. Mm-hmm. All right. We about to go to the running backs. Let's take a look at the running backs, the running back room. So this is the running backs that's in our rosters as of just now, and of course it's subject to add more. But as it stands right now, we have Ashton Jeanty. We don't have Zamir White. I don't think no more. He's an unrestricted free agent. A lot of people are happy about that. I think we still have Raheem I like Raheem Mustard. And so then they got Dylan Lobby. A lot of people thinking he on the hot seat. And I think we got Chris Collier and we got Connor Hayward at the fullback. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with Ashton Jeanty. Hey, what up, Willie? Willie Wayne. Willie Wayne from the 589. What's that? The 559. So let's start with one Ashton Jeanty.
At the line of scrimmage. Run again with Jeanty. He is bouncing off defenders and dragged down. And Max
Let's look at that again. I like that. Especially it was against the Niners.
Leverage.
Oh, yeah.
Run again with Jeanty. He is bouncing off defenders and dragged down. And Max
trucking them. You get the number, you get the license plate of that truck?
Right. We've seen a lot of that last year. Oh.
Yep, we did. I like to see that. You know, as long as he ain't blowing his shoulder out mid-season, we're good.
That seemed like his thing to do, though, is like run over players. Oh, I'm trying to. There we go. There we go.
He trying to be Bo Jackson. I get it.
He's trying to be both.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Jeanty, it was his rookie year. He was the number 6 pick in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said that was too high to go get this running back. I kind of liked it for the simple fact that we got a Heisman candidate. Well, he won the Heisman. Yeah, we got a Heisman Trophy winner that's going to help us revamp our running game, similar to what we're going to do with our passing game. We get another Heisman. You know, Al Davis used to love bringing them Heisman Trophy winners in, and so now we starting to sneak them in. I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all don't know about the old ways of the Raiders, maybe like Pizzle and I, but for sure there's things that are being implemented in there that's showing it and things that we're hearing. Now, it's got to translate on the field for sure, but you got to implement those things before they come out. You just can't hope it just show up one day, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited about that. So last year, Jeanty was hit or behind the line of scrimmage 57% of his carries.
That's 6 out of 10 times. So 6 out of 10 times, bro.
6 out of 10 times. And I blame that a lot on the O-line and the play calling and the blocking schemes and things like that. Hopefully, and I'm pretty sure that's something we're going to address this year. We beefed up our O-line. We have an issue with that. We're going to have definitely a different blocking scheme. So I think we're going to be cool there. It start with the line. And like I said, go back and look at the video. Can the Raiders O-line crack the top 15? Make sure y'all go check that out. So let's see. So these are his stats. Total scrimmage yard, he had over 1,300 yards, 975 rushing yards, 55 receptions for 346 receiving yards. I wish he could have broke that 1,000 yards, though. That'd have been nice, right? All things considering with the line that we had.
Well, hopefully this year we'll get them Roger Craig numbers. I'm sorry, Black. Hopefully we'll get those 1,000-yard receptions and that 1,000-yard plus running. We get that out of them. That's what we need to get out of them. We need to get that 1,000-yard tag team, 1,000 yards out of the backfield and 1,000 yards running. If we can get that, we're gonna be loving it, like McDonald's.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because even if we can get 1,000 yards rushing and like 500-600 yards receiving, it'd be nice too. I mean, because he's very elusive either way. The bad thing about it is, like last year, 80% of his total rushing yards came after contact. 80%. And his average yards before contact was negative 2.1.
That's offensive line work right there. That's you can't even get started, bro. That's like hiking. Here's the ball. Oh wait, there's some guys coming at you. Minus
Right.
2 yards. So that means 8 out of 10 times that he touches the ball, he's getting hit minus 2 yards in the backfield, bro. That's insane to me. How do you expect to see any kind of quality play out of a player, no matter how good he is, out of that scenario? It's just hard to even imagine somebody trying to,
That's like you opening your door and then you get shot with something. Like as soon as you take 2 steps outside your door, you get shot with something, and then you try to hurry up and get around to get to the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like every time though, it don't matter when you go night or day. It's just like that. So
that's why they went
that's
out and got
insane.
Lindenbaum, right? That's why they went and got Lindenbaum. And we got the stretch zone fucking genius coach that's going to come over here, and hopefully he's able to teach these guys their assignments, and they can remember their assignments, who to go and hit.
I think we're not gonna have that issue like that. Jeanty had 24 broken tackles. That's the 3rd most in the league. And despite being hit behind the line of scrimmage over half of his attempts, Jeanty led all rookies in total scrimmage yards and rushing yards. So what that tells me is that we have something in Jeanty.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that his instincts are good. That tells me that he'll be able to run well in the zone scheme, because the zone scheme is a little different. And I think Jeanty has what it takes already. A little bit early in the year he didn't have the patience, but that's to be expected. Because you gotta acclimate to the speed of the game. And as a running back, you trying to just hurry up and get up out of there because they coming. It's a bunch of grown men paying other grown people bills after you. Yep. So once you understand the speed of the game and then you see the holes, I think he's going to be just fine with that because he kind of does it already. He already does it already.
Mm-hmm.
So despite us having a 32nd rated offense, he showed a lot of moxie.
Dead last, bro. Come on. Oh, that's fucking humiliating, bro. I'm surprised we won 5 games with that, or 3 games with that, or whatever we won. I'm just surprised, straight up. That is just horrible. We're lucky we didn't win just 1 game last year, bro. That's just crazy numbers to your boy right there. 32nd overall offense in the league. That is fuck, bro.
But we were supposed to have the best offensive coordinator in the league.
In the world.
I don't care if we had the worst O-line coach. The offensive coordinator is supposed to still be better and good enough to overcome some of that. Hey, because check this out. Our defense was like ranked 14th, 15th last year or something like that. So next week when we talk about the defense, I love that when I saw that. I'm like, as bad as we play, I kept telling everybody our defense wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad considering as terrible our offense was. But that's for next. That's not next week. It's Wednesday. I was thinking it was Friday already. Yeah, but one thing I do like about Jeanty is his ability to shed tackles. I do like the fact that he run over players at the 2nd and 3rd level, because when you at that 3rd level, or are you a corner at the 2nd level and you come in to tackle him, and you have to make that business decision. Matter of fact, go ahead and make that business decision. Go and hit the red. You feel me in the corner, the subscribe button, or go ahead and hit the like button so we can get this out to the Raider Nation. But when you make those safeties and those corners have to make business decisions over and over, they don't want to keep doing that. They don't. And they don't want to be the next person on the highlight, because Jeanty done a few people like that last year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Those corners don't like to come up and make those tackles. That's what safeties are for. They don't like that. There ain't too many safety or corners that like to get in there and put their nose down and get trucked.
Okay, so it looks like we're very optimistic about Ashton. So will he take another step forward and become not just the star of this team, but star in the league?
Oh yeah,
Yep,
I
that's
think
for you, bro.
Yeah, I think that he definitely's got the potential to do that. We just got to get the scheme right, man. We got you can't. I don't blame him at all for that. I don't blame any of the players for anything that happened last year, except for me, and not even really Gino, because the quality of play and the offensive line and all around the play calling, all of that was straight dog shit. We can't even be lying to ourselves. That was the most horrible team I've ever seen play as far as the Raiders go. It was just, unacceptable. Let me just put it like that. It's unacceptable for any of those numbers, to get hit in the backfield 8 out of 10 times, and saying hike and get the ball for 2 seconds and then you're getting sacked, bro. I mean, that's unacceptable. No team can sustain any kind of drive doing that. No team could survive that kind of play. No team. I don't care how good you are. If you can't get the blocking done up front, you ain't gonna get nothing done. It's the trenches. We always talk about the trenches. A lot of people want to build the trenches up first. They believe that's the way to go when you build a team. That's fine. I'm not in a disagreement with that, but when we have something that we need and it's available, we need to go with that and then try and build the line through free agency. And then maybe next year come through the draft and get some younger offensive line talent to plug it in. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing wrong with looking forward down the line 2 or 3 years from now and getting other guys, right? Right now, it's just you're trying to get it going right now. By doing that, you go out and get these good free agents like Lyndon Baum, and hopefully he plugs the center up. And that was to me, that was the biggest thing last year as far as the offensive line went, was the center, man. It was just horrible center play, and that's all I got.
Yeah, you're not lying, because it starts with the center. If you pushing back the center, and everybody else is gonna come in and rob the house.
Hell.
That's all gonna happen.
Keep pulling that stunt game after game after, and like no one's learning, because you gotta disengage and go and get the guy who's stunting, you dumbass. Instead the guard just sitting there watching him run right past him. Whoop.
Yeah, he look up and the dude already running by him.
Yeah, like come on, man, that's your guy.
Right.
Hey, how can Jose had that guy? Because that's your guy, bro.
So a lot of leagues are going. I mean, a lot of teams in the league are going to a two-headed attack, and you preserve your running back by doing that. You change up the pace. Seattle did that very well with Chardonnay and Walker. Do you think that we need to find us another back to help carry the load?
Well, we got Mozart, right? So that's pretty good. But we got the other guys that don't sound that great to me. So I mean, we're gonna have to have a little bit more depth, I think, at that. But I don't know. Did they re-sign that guy you're just talking about, Charbonnet, and who?
Who did they re-sign? Who?
The Seattle re-signed not Charbonnet, but the other guy.
No, Walker went to Denver.
Ooh, that hurts.
He went to Denver, and he showed up wearing a Raiders. Who was it? John Madden or something?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
We should have got him because that's like the sledgehammer, like Zach Crockett used to be. Remember that
right.
we come in with the hammer right on 3rd and 4th down. Not that it worked every time, but I like a little bit. Jency's nice, but I like a little bigger wide runner when it comes to 3rd and 4th downs. On that 3rd and 4th and 1. Not that he can't get the job done, but
I think
go ahead.
Walker wanted to be like a primary, like the number 1 back. So that's why he might not have fit here. But I guess I think he wanted to be the premier back, and he'll probably be the premier back in Denver.
Yeah, I could understand that, but when you're getting paid, you're getting paid. Right? When you're getting your paycheck, you're getting your paycheck, bro. I don't think it didn't matter to Marcus Allen if he's blocking as a fullback for Bo Jackson or whether or not he was taking a handoff. He's getting paid regardless. And that's what's better for the team, and that's what's better for you got to do what's right. You want to do what's right for the team, right?
Yeah, but these new age players be working with feelings, man.
Oh, I know they do.
So
and next thing you know, they're demanding a trade because they're not happy. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I hear.
But that's all right because, like I said, we got Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
We got Mostert. Last year he had 22 carries. He had 104 yards, but he had a 4.7 average. But he did get in the end zone. And I think a lot of that had to do with Pete Carroll, too. Pete Carroll was kind of messing with him, too. He ended up putting him on special teams. And then when Mostert did come in, he ran hard. He knew where the hole was. He was better than Zamir White, for sure. So he was productive. So I think that we have something in him. We don't necessarily have to go out and get somebody, or if we were to draft somebody in the later rounds, then it'll make for the running back room to be pretty good.
Yeah, we got draft all the way to what 4th, 5th round, right? So we got 11 picks, dude. If we can't fill some holes with 11 picks, then there's something wrong with our coaching staff. They're not doing something right.
I'm blaming that on Spytech if we can't.
Right. And he's doing a great job right now. So hopefully this year he continues. Like I said, we don't even know what we have on half of the draft picks that we got last year because they played a little bit, but I guess they thought that it was a little bit too much for the rookies, I don't know. So they pulled them back, and Bach has got some good hands, or Beck, whatever you want to call him. He's got our second round wide receiver. He's definitely a possession wide receiver, dude. He's got some good hands. I like that guy. He's tall. He's a big target. And so is Dante Thornton. He's a big body guy, bro. He's big. You want that?
We're gonna get to the receivers.
You want that? You want that in the red zone, bro. That's where we need to mainly improve in this team is the red zone. We've been shitty in the red zone since 2003, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
That's changing this year. This year. So Mostert had 12 catches last year for 70 yards, and he played special teams. He had 673 kickoff yards too, kickoff return yards. So he definitely was. When he did play, he was productive. He played 12 games, but he didn't start any. So, like I said, I think that was a Pete Carroll thing. And more I talk about it, I see where Pete Carroll kind of could have did a little bit better in the coaching area. And one good thing that Kubiak has done is brought back the fullback.
Mm-hmm. Well,
He's
John Gruden
brought back the
fullback too.
And so we picked up Connor Hayward from Pittsburgh. And he did a lot of things there last year. He was pretty versatile. He played in 17 games. He had 15 carries for 43 yards from the fullback position with 2 rushing touchdowns. He was used primarily for their version of the tush push.
Right.
And he caught passes out the backfield. He only got 21 yards, but he did get a touchdown. And he was also on special teams with 290 snaps. So we're going to use him in a bunch of different ways too. And we need that fullback. So that opens up our offense, make us less predictable, which addresses that red zone thing that you're talking about, is because I've been watching like some Seattle games, and I've been watching how they perform in the red zone. And Kubiak masterfully call plays in the red zone. Like, that's not, I'm telling you, we're gonna get rid of that issue. And that's the thing that's been plaguing us a lot, is our red zone, for sure.
Ingold. All right, remember Ingold? And Juszczyk, they were kind of like going head to head as far as the offenses, Shanahan's offense and Gruden's offense, right? Because they both are, I mean, whether you like it or not, both of them run the West Coast offense. You know what I mean? One's doing a different version than the other. Gruden, I think, was more of a power offensive line versus his own blocking offensive line. But in either case, you need a fullback. And, the Niners have always been able to get those good fullbacks and pretty decent running backs.
What up, Bruce Willis? What's up to the rest of the chat raiders? And make sure y'all hit that like button for your boy Poor Favor. Bruce Willis in the thing. So what's up to Pizzle? Washington.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So that's our running back room right there. So I think we are right there. We can definitely upgrade, get like another back, maybe a younger back than Mostert somewhere in the draft. And then we'll be fine in that position. Because remember, we're trying to go from tier 8 to tier 3. Tier 3, you got to have some stars on your offense in the skill position. And speaking of stars, you know who we got. Let me show you the star of the team. Here, he's gonna show us his top 5 catches of last year. I think it was top 5 of last year.
Time and creating a few spaces in the run game.
Gino taking a shot for the end zone. Bowers has it. Touchdown. 3rd down and 6. Gino to the end zone, and it is caught by Bowers for a touchdown. Charles Davis all over it.
Are the Raiders. Smith throws. What a catch! It's Bowers. Brock Bowers has a Raider touchdown. Smith throws for the end zone. A one-handed grab. Brock Bowers. They're saying no, out of bounds.
2nd and goal, blitz coming. Gino gets rid of it. Incomplete. Oh, wait a minute. Bowers caught it. You got to be kidding me. It looked like Gino was throwing that one to the turf, and Bowers with one arm brings it in.
Yeah, he's
Bowers
unstoppable.
is like a grown man playing with little kids.
Yeah, he's unstoppable, dude. He's fast. You can't put a linebacker on him in the tight end position. He's gonna chew him up and spit him out, dude. It's just you can't do that. Now, the most important thing about him is can he stay healthy? Because these guys last year chopped his fucking knee out, and he was out for fucking 7-8 games on that shit. They're gonna do it again this year because that's how they do them, dude. They come down and they take their fucking knee out, bro. I think that's bullshit. They're worried about people dragging, hanging on and dragging people and breaking their fucking hip or their ACL, but they ain't worried about them spiking their fucking knee.
Well,
but he's
yeah,
unstoppable.
they definitely targeted him last year. They was like, you're not gonna keep embarrassing us. So our tight end room have 3 primary tight ends. We got Bowers, we got Mayer, and we re-signed Ian Thomas. Which I kind of like that.
Yeah, I
No,
like Ian Thomas. He's
but
pretty good.
Bowers, go ahead.
Yeah, Ian Thomas is pretty good. He came through with some plays. He came through with some plays last year. We're gonna run the 13 instead of the 12. You know, for the heavy set, right? They're bringing in 3 tight ends, 1 running back, and then Meyers is probably he's up there in the league too as far as tight ends go. He's what you call a traditional kind of tight end to me. You know, stays in the blocks, goes out and runs a few plays, catches the ball really well for us. It's just his work ethic was questionable the last couple of years. You know, he had his little mental breakdown or whatever he went through, which is all right, but if he don't get his shit together this year, he's going to be off the team. I'll tell you that right now, because this coaching staff, I don't think is playing around with him.
Yeah, because he's had something going on with him every year. Bowers. The good thing about Bowers is that he's a hybrid tight end. He can line up the wide receiver, and we can still have our other 2 tight ends into the game if we need to, for matchup purposes. Mayer was going to be our Brock Bowers until we found a Brock Bowers. Like, and Mayer, we really was thinking high of Mayer, and then Brock Bowers just showed he just a whole other world, right? And like you say, the thing about Mayer is he really been, going through it the last couple of years. So hopefully he can get it together, But Brock is the one star that we have on the team. And he's like considered one of the most productive players in history up until this point, which is premature to me. But his rookie year, he was selected 13th overall in the 24 draft. He had a historic season his first year. He set the NFL rookie record for both receptions and receiving yards by a tight end. He a 2-time Pro Bowler both his years. He was named first team All-Pro as a rookie. And through 2 seasons, he's accumulated 176 receptions and 1,874 yards with 12 touchdowns. And so last year, he played 12 games before he had a knee injury. At the end of this year, he had 64 receptions with 680 yards and 7 touchdowns, which is more than the year before. So Brock Bowers is a menace out there. Now, the question I have, though, is will Brock Bowers have a breakout season this year? Will he get back to form? Or, like you said, are they going to, take him out of the game?
Yeah, well, he's definitely got the potential to come out and tear shit up. We already know what he can do, and that was with Gardner Minshew and AOC. So, the Booger Man came through for him and helped him get all those numbers his first year. Like I said, these guys come over here, and I don't know what it is, but they look, the quarterbacks, and Minshew did not look that bad the year before, but he came over here and he just looked like straight dog shit. I don't know what it is, but he looked like straight dookie. And, that's now he's riding a backup train on another team because of his performance that he had here. And you can't blame the team that's brought him in for that, because you got to look at what have you done for me lately. This is a what have you done for me lately league. And if you ain't producing, no matter how bad the team you're on was, then you're gonna be a backup.
Yeah, NFL stands for not for long, because Minshew was ascending, then he came to the Raiders, and now he's descending. He went to Kansas City, which was a good situation, and then even when Mahomes did get hurt, he came in and he got hurt.
Right.
Like he legit didn't even play like 1 or 2 games all the way. Like, so now he's in the position where he's looking like Baker Mayfield. He almost on his way out the league. Gonna have to play one more time, one more place, or get another chance, and it's gonna be a make or break for Minshew. But I don't think he's a bad quarterback though.
He just got some bad circumstances. Saludos, man.
What's up with Raider? What's up with Raider Ben? Yeah, so situation. So do you think this scheme will help him this year? You think by having Kubiak calling plays, that red zone, we're gonna be able to capitalize on the red zone with him?
Oh, you mean with Bowers?
What are your expectations for him this year?
Oh well, yeah. I have high expectations for Bauer every year, but yeah, between him and what the fuck? Yeah, I think he's definitely gonna be probably the number one target in the red zone, and then our other tight end is probably gonna be, they're gonna work on getting him some more passes and stuff too, because they want to get production out of him too. You can't just keep, they're definitely gonna be double teaming him all the time, Bowers, right? He's gonna draw the 2, so you're gonna have to go somewhere. You're gonna have to figure out someone else is gonna have to step up and make that catch when we need it.
Bruce Willis say if Kirk can stay upright for a couple of games, then Bauer's gonna eat.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure. I think he's gonna eat for sure.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna stay upright too.
And I think our other tight end is going to have a good year too, because Kubiak loves working the tight ends, bro. That's part of this defense. I mean, that's part of this offense. Mayer's gonna be able to eat too. He's gonna draw up plays. That's what he does. He's gonna exploit the weakness of the double team on Bowers, and he's gonna either go to Mayer or Tucker, or he's gonna throw it to somebody, because that's what he's got to do. Whenever somebody's taking 2, that means somebody's going to be one-on-one somewhere else. And that's got to be Cousins' job to figure that out, right? And get that read and get the ball out to that guy. You got to take advantage of that one-on-one. And if Bowers is one-on-one, then you just throw him the ball, bro.
Just throw it to him.
Yep, just give it to him, because he's going to get it.
His catch radius is crazy.
Yeah.
But like you said, another a pivotal year from Michael Mayer. Pivotal year. Because I know a lot of people complain about it. If you don't want to be a Raider, don't be here. I don't hear that when it comes to Mayer. Because Mayer kind of let us down his first year. We had high expectations. I understand he had personal issues or whatever. Then he came back last year injured. So our tight ends are, dare I say, injury prone at this point. Hope not. But, Mayer last year, he did have 35 catches. He had 328 yards and a touchdown. He played 15 games, but he missed last year and the previous year. So what do you expect out of him? I mean, like a full season. We need to see a full season.
Yep.
Him playing a full season. We need him to have like about 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And he's capable, because even when Brock was out, he definitely was balling.
Yeah, no, he's capable, but I think he should have he should have at least 600 or 700 yards, right? In my opinion, and he should have probably like at least six or more touchdowns. I think this offense is very high powered, and if Cousins threw 30 touchdowns when he was with Kubiak before, then there's no reason why he can't throw 30 touchdowns this year, right? So that's just how I see it, and then that's just 6. So that's 6 for him, maybe 10 for Brock or more. That's only 16. There's 16 more to go around. Tucker's going to get his share. Thornton might get a few. Bach might get 1 or 2. There's a lot, and I think Jeanty's gonna be running a bunch in too. I'm not trying to take anything away from Jeanty either, but Now he might end up with 10 or 13 touchdowns himself. So there's a lot of room for this offense to score. There's a lot of ways for this offense to score. It's just whether or not we can keep the quarterback upright and he can make the right reads.
And we are. Ian Thomas. He's our third tight end. We just re-signed him. We saw something in him that we like. He's a blocking tight end, you know. So that's good. He's a what they call it. They call him a specialist, and so he gives us depth behind Brock Bowers and Mayer. But they gave him a couple $. So he caught 13 passes on 13 targets last year for 114 yards and 0 touchdowns. He appeared in 15 games, making 10 starts. He played 36% of offensive snaps, 26% of the special team snaps. So he's a reliable veteran presence in the heavy personnel packages too. So he finished the season with 100% catch rate and 0 drops. So how solid is our tight end core?
It's pretty solid, man. I like it. I like how it's looking. And I definitely like how our running room is running with Jeanty and Mostert or whatever the hell it is. You want to say his name? I think Mustard. But yeah, I think we're pretty solid on both of those, squads right there. And we just got to wait and see. Time's gonna tell.
Yeah, time will tell for sure. Time is going to tell. We're just projecting right now, though. I'm just projecting because it's always something that's going to come up that's unforeseen or whatnot. But as you building the team, I'm just looking at it from the aspect like we have a whole new regime, everybody coming in fresh. If we were to come in fresh and we're just looking at with the information that we have, how do we build this team off the information that we have? And we're going through this with a fine-tooth comb because we're seeing what they are doing, and it looks good. Hopefully, it's building confidence in the nation that we could not be scared to say that we're going to win games this year. Like we're shell-shocked at this point. Raider Twine was good. I sent you the link to your Instagram. Raider Twine. All right. So let's get to the wide receivers, the divas. Let's get to the wide receiver room. And like you said earlier, our number one wide receiver was who? Number 1, Tre Tucker.
I know that's why I come from a stop, nigga. I know how to get spin, make a nala, nigga. I know how to shoot a killer.
Just all you got to do is put it out in front of him, dude.
Right.
Look at that. Just get it out in front of him, dude. That's all you got to do. Don't throw it behind him. Put it out there. Look at this. He's got 5 yards on that dude. He's wide open. There ain't no one even around him. He's too. Come on, bro. Look at that. Ain't even in the screen. He ain't even in the screen, bro. You just gotta get a quarterback that's capable of throwing the ball. It's like Tyreek Hill out. He's like Tyreek Hill out there. I don't know why we got to bring in Tyreek Hill. We already got a speedster that could do all of that.
I hope we don't bring in Tyreek Hill.
Some people are talking about maybe bring him over here, but
do not do that to our locker room, please.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis says Mayer can haul in about 600 yards and 5 touchdowns, and that'll be solid behind Bowers' 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. All right, so the wide receivers group was led by Tre Tucker. So he took over the top role after Jakobi Meyers left, and but we did get somebody to help him out, Jalen Naylor. So he's reuniting with Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be good for continuity. So we can kind of hit the ground running. So these are the wide receivers that we have that we're going to talk about today. Is Tre Tucker, Jalen Naylor, Jack Beck, Dante Thornton, and Brendan Rice. You brought that to my attention that we got Brendan Rice.
That Jerry Rice's kid?
Jerry Rice's kid.
Did he come over from Kansas City? Or was that a different Rice?
No, the Chargers.
Okay, yeah, all right. Then yeah. Because that guy over there in Kansas City's caught a case, and I don't know how long he's going to be playing for. He might be going to jail.
So, all right, Tre Tucker. He played all 17 games last year, 57 receptions, almost 700 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. So, in his sophomore year, he had big play potential. We saw it all the time. He was running through the zone, untouched, hard to guard. He averaged 12.2 yards per catch. So he brought back the vertical game that we were missing. He nearly doubled his production from his rookie year. And so that kind of made him a little bit more reliable because we didn't really know what he was going to be. We weren't even sure if he was going to stay on the team. And then he ended up being our number 1 receiver. And I just think he really proved himself. And now he's a staple in our wide receiving room now. So shout out to him because he's been working really hard, and I think we can use him. Now, the question for me is, is he a true number 1? I don't think so, but can we use him as a number 1?
Yeah, he could definitely be used as a number 1. I mean, the reason why I don't think he was able to prove that he was the number 1 is because Jakobi Meyers was here, and apparently, what's his name? Geno Smith liked throwing it to Jakobi Meyers more than he liked throwing it to Tre Tucker. You see that how open he is. Maybe Smith just didn't have enough time to get him the ball as much as he wanted. I could see him lighting it up this year, especially in the vertical game, deep posts, deep ends. I could see him going from, what did you say his yardage was, like 11 or 12 yards a catch last year? I could see that easily going up to 18 to 21 yards a catch in this offense.
Yeah, it was 12.2.
Yeah, I could see him easily going up from that, just by getting drawn up, in this scheme, dude. Because he's gonna get plays designed for him to be open. Now, whether or not they can get on the ball is another thing, But I think he definitely has enough skill to go out there and catch the ball on a consistent basis for us.
Yeah, he's also versatile because he helped us in the return game too. So I like that. We need to use his speed to our advantage to get as many weapons and get the ball in his hand as much as possible. Mm-hmm. So are we in trouble if our best receiver is Tre Tucker?
No, I don't think so. I think people are just overreacting. I think he's going to be just fine.
I think we'll be fine, but I think we do need a bigger receiver.
We got that. We got Dante Thornton.
That's we need.
That's what he's supposed to do.
No, I mean like a 6'2" receiver that's going to catch the ball all the time. Not a 6'5" one that we're going to stretch the field with.
That's Bach or Beck or whatever the hell it is, right?
Yeah.
That's Beck. So he's 6 something, and he's got good hands.
Thornton is 6'5". I forgot. I have to look up and see what Beck is, but I think that we'll be able to scheme receivers open So we don't have to necessarily have that traditional number one receiver. We just got to have a bunch of good receivers
that can catch the ball when it's thrown to them. All you got to do is do your job, catch the ball.
Do your job.
Do your job. Next man up. Do your job. You can't do your job, we're going to get some people in here that can do your job, because that's what we do.
So what do y'all think, chat raiders? Are y'all confident with Tre Tucker being our number one wide receiver? Do you think we need to address that high in the draft, or is that something we can go get later in the draft? Should we go out and go get a safety before we go get a receiver, or how much do we need to? How much attention do we need to pay in getting a receiver? Let's see. Bruce Willis says under Kubiak, Tucker should eat just because of scheme wise. Slants after slants and then some deep balls downfield. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Open that shit up. Use them like they use that JPU guy or whatever the hell is that guy was, UPJ or whatever the hell that guy's name was. Is Twan in the back? Is Twan in the back? Is he backstage?
Well, yeah, I don't know. You know, the internet was taking a little lunch break or a little 10-minute break or whatever. But Bruce Willis said we should address it later in the draft.
We can address them in the 4th or 5th round.
But Naylor, we should be good. Can you hear me, Pizzle?
Yeah, I hear you cutting in and out a little bit, but yeah, I heard you. What up, Auntie Six? Good to see you, bro. Haven't seen you in a minute. What up, Balcom? 5377. Raiders got to address secondary and wide receiver. Twan, what up? All right. Black don't know you had a channel. I just subbed. Nice. Thank you. Thanks for hitting us up, coming by and checking out the show. Auntie Six and the rest of the chat. Twan, Willie Wayne. We appreciate you coming through, saying what's up. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Dante Thornton's going to bring to the table this year. Hopefully, they pushed him really hard last year in the preseason, and he wasn't able to really get onto the field and work out for us in a regular season game. Yeah. Raider Twan's in the back. You in backstage, Twan? Sorry about that, bro. I tried to tell him that you were back there. I'm pretty sure that's what you said you were. He's probably over there trying to, get his thing back up. But yeah, Thornton, showed a little bit of promise last year, and so did Bach. He came through and made some crucial catches for first downs. I like both of them. Bach has definitely got those hands, those for sure hands. That's what we need for when it's 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 5. We need that catch. He'll definitely catch that ball. And let's see what's up, Bruce Willis. First 3 picks has to be Mendoza. Oh yeah, well, Then we want there's our boy. What up, Twan?
What's good, fam?
How
Thanks,
you
bro.
doing? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
I just been rambling over here for a minute, but yeah, we want to get Lee Hunter in the second round at number 36, and then I don't care what else we get. But we need Mendoza and Lee Hunter. Everything else they can figure out everything else after that, in my opinion. Because without that DT, we ain't running shit. Unless we bring over that dude from the Giants, we haven't talked about that. But he wants to come here. It's whether or not we want to pay him.
Oh, Lawrence?
Yeah, Lawrence. They've been doing him dirty over there at the Giants, bro. I just watched the thing on him today. They've been doing him super dirty, not wanting to pay him for 6 years. Come on, bro. The number one guy on your defense, and you don't want to pay him. I'd want to be out too.
We got a disgruntled employee.
Well, you would be disgruntled too if you seen all your classmates fucking going around winning Super Bowls and you getting paid and you ain't getting nothing. Basically, selling the rookie deal.
For sure.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't be disgruntled. What you think, Twan? Go ahead, step in.
No, I think I think it's a situation of the value of the position. You know, there's certain players at certain positions that they try to devalue. You know what I'm saying? Like the running back room, they try to lowball those guys. Safeties, they try to lowball those guys. And the money that Dexter Lawrence actually is in my opinion is worth it. They're not trying to spend that money on a nose tackle. You know what I'm saying? They think you can lowball a nose tackle, and unfortunately, he is their defense. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Their defense is really predicated on, you know what I'm saying, him, and they build around him. But you know, it's just the market and value, unfortunately.
Well, I think every defense runs off of the DT, in my opinion. If you ain't got a DT, then you ain't getting no pressure up the middle. You can have great ends all you want, but if you could just step up and run away from that, then you ain't getting no sacks anyway. You got to have the guy that has to push up the middle. Without that push up the middle, the ends don't mean nothing to your boy.
Yeah. So.
And he's causing a double team, right? You know he's going to take up a double team. You need that, which frees up the linebackers to come up and make them tackles, fill the gaps. Everything runs off of that defensive tackle, bro. Everything. The whole defensive scheme to me runs off of the defensive tackle.
I mean, in football, you know what I'm saying, X's and O's, that does sound like it makes sense. But again, you know, we also have to factor in politics, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, sometimes they be politicking more than they be footballing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But he's got the numbers. He's been in the Pro Bowl 3 out of his first 4 years or whatever. He's been balling, dude. It's not like he ain't been balling.
Yeah.
Got to pay the man. When he's producing, you got to pay the man.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk about Naylor, and then the other two wide receivers. Then we'll go back to Raider Twine. We can just talk about the whole skill position and what he thinks about each one, and you can just tell us what he thinks. But so we did go grab Naylor, which was he played with Kirk Cousins. He's another deep threat receiver. We gave him a couple dollars, 3-year, $35 million. So after 4 seasons where he was playing better and better, he returns to Vegas for where he played high school. I think he played at Bishop Gorman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he was a slot receiver, and we bring him back more vertical wide receivers. He had 29 catches, 444 yards, 4 touchdowns, and so he's coming in to help stabilize our wide receiver room, and he played with Kirk Cousins, so they should be having some continuity there, and that's good. And he never really got a chance to kind of like shine because he was always like the third option. but now he don't have nobody, but the sky's the limit here. So we're gonna see how well he actually plays.
Go ahead, Twan.
So can we rely on Naylor though? That's the question.
Naylor for me is a I don't want to say a sleeper pick, but I think because he was in black, I'm kind of with you, but I'm gonna push back just a little bit on where he was in the pecking order, because when you look at what I'm saying, Justin Jefferson, and then you got Addison, that's 1 and 2. But you fail to forget that they had TJ Hawkinson over there. So, what I'm saying, when you look at it in that aspect, you might say Naylor might have been the fourth option, what I'm saying, in the passing game. But I think he has the ability to take a jump that a lot of people are not really paying attention to. So that one is kind of a real wait and see in regards to what he's going to do for us. I think he was a solid pickup, but it's all on how he can take that jump or really establish himself as that guy. Right now we don't have officially a number one. It's really just like who out there can get it done. And I think right now, in regards to our wide receiver room, they're just gonna have to star in their role. Whoever's out there, just do what you got to do, what I'm saying, and produce from there until we solidify who's going to be our number one option. So,
yeah, the chat raiders, they say Naylor a baller.
Mm-hmm.
They say he a baller. All right, y'all.
Yep,
I'm gonna take y'all word for it. Because I've seen him play a little bit, but I haven't paid like a whole bunch of attention to him. But he's pretty solid, though. It's just that I feel like, is he similar to Tre Tucker? Because he's a little bit bigger than Tre Tucker. Tucker's faster, but really Tucker's a slot. He's not an on-the-line wide receiver. So we need to find somebody that's going to play on the line. And I guess that's where it comes in when we talk about Jack Beck and Dante Thornton Jr. Let's talk about your man. Let me see. So, all right, so Beck, we got him in the second round. That's pretty high for a wide receiver.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We got him.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we got him last year as the number 2. He's got solid hands. He's a big-bodied guy. The reason why we got him is because he's got those reliable hands, man. We need that guy on that, like I said, on that third down, that third and short. When we got to have that catch, he's going to be the guy that's got the sure hands for us, Other than Bowers, I think Bowers has got some pretty sure hands too. But if he's double covered, then you're going to go to Beck, which is what you should do. Right? I mean, you can't always throw the ball to one guy because they're going to try and take, they're going to try and take Bowers away every game, right? And then you're going to have to, somebody's going to have to step up, no matter who it is on the offense, and they're going to have to catch the ball. Someone's going to have to make plays, and given that opportunity, is the guy from the Vikings, Nosler or whatever, is he going to be able to do that? Because if he's able to come in and do that, then he's going to put himself in the number one position. Like you said, he's going to be the guy lining up on the outside, and then we'll bring Tucker in and use him like that JMU guy, like Kubiak did last year, and all those little design plays for the slot guy. And Tucker's got that speed where he could do that. I could totally see him doing that with Tucker this year. But like you said, first we got to get that overall number 1 guy. And I think that this guy definitely has the potential. If he was a number 4 choice and he wants to come over here and be the number 1 choice, he's going to come over here with a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to want to produce.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself. And that's the situation that we in too, because I mean, he came in, he did get a little burn. He got a little experience, got a little taste of the game speed. He played in 16 games. You know, he did. I think he played a little special teams, but he played in 16 games. He started 5 games, so he had 20 catches and 29 targets, 224 yards. He did not score, but he had 11.2, which is good. That's a first down, right?
Every catch.
So that's good for Jack, but we really need to see something from him. He's a second round pick. I mean, why not put him out there? And maybe he can battle with Dante Thornton. Thornton, he played in 15 games. He had 10 receptions. He averaged 13.5 yards. He had 135 receiving yards, which isn't much, but he was limited. But he was a 4th round pick, though.
Yeah.
So he's 6'5", but he got world class out of here speed. And we saw that in the first game where Gino underthrew him. He had to come back and catch the ball to seal the game against the Patriots. So, but he averaged 21 yards per catch in his collegiate career. So he definitely he got it. You know,
exactly.
The question is, can we use it?
Exactly. We weren't able to use it last year because we were pitiful.
I think along with that, Pizzle, is besides being pitiful, you have a pecking order, right? Who was our number 1 wide receiver? Jakobi Meyers, right? And then on top of that, you know, you got Tre Tucker, right? And then even further on that, almost like the Vikings, right? You had TJ Hawkinson, which we know Brock Bowers is that guy. And you might even want to slide Mayer into that situation too. So where was Jack Best going to get? And this is where, you know, I have to push back on some people in regards to, you know, trashing Jack Best. Where was Jack Best supposed to get all these, you know what I'm saying, all this production when you got all these other guys ahead of him? You know what I'm saying? So even though he was a 2nd round pick, you got a whole bunch of guys ahead of him in regards to who may possibly get touches. And let's not talk about the abysmal, you know what I'm saying, effort that Geno Smith was doing, trying to go after, you know, trying to feed Dante Thornton when we seen Dante Thornton wasn't even showing himself to be that guy. So there was a lot of issues in regards to, I feel like the reason why Jack Best didn't get, you know what I'm saying, the production and numbers wise, you know, even though you can say, yeah, every catch that he got was pretty much a first down, I think he could have had more, but there was a whole lot of situations and pecking orders that were going on in regards to, you know, his numbers.
Yeah, well, they brought in Lockett too, and that took away reps from him too, right? We were talking about this a little bit before you came on. Lockett came over here because I guess Pete wanted some familiarity with Geno, right? But when you bring in that veteran, now you're taking away from all the other guys. Yeah. And like you said, Thornton he kind of earned his way. They pumped him up during the preseason, but when the season came, he kind of bobbled the ball, bro. He didn't step up when he needed to step up and make these catches. But and so, like you said, there was a pecking order, right? And when we got rid of Jakobi Meyers, he went over there and balled the hell out for the Jaguars, bro. That was Trevor Lawrence's number 1 fucking target day 1 that he went over there and they lit it up.
Yeah, he started going crazy.
Yeah, they lit it up over there.
and to you know what I'm saying, just to really think about it, and I forgot to say this in regards to Naylor. I think the worst case situation is that he is the number 2 at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I think either he's going to be our number 1 option or he's going to be our number 2, because when you look at our wide receiver room in totality, who's better than it? You know what I'm saying? If Jack Best beats out Naylor, then we got an issue, because that means we paid a whole bunch of money, you know what I'm saying, for a wide receiver where our rookie or sophomore wide receivers beating them out. So the worst case situation is that Naylor is worse than a number 2.
Yeah, that would be really bad. We paying him all that money. He needs a number 3.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to roll out, guys. You guys go ahead and continue on your show or whatever. It's all good. But your
All
boys
right, brother.
right on, guys. Good to see you, Twan.
Yeah.
Nice
Hey,
chilling.
always good to see you, Pizzle.
And right on, Black. I'll see you later on tonight. I gotta go take care of my mom and give her meds and stuff, man.
For sure, brother.
And I'll holler at you guys later. I'll see you, or I'll talk to you tonight. Black, you have a good evening. Later, Twan.
Right.
Have a good day,
All
bro.
right. For sure.
Yeah. So we need to find us a outside receiver, ex receiver. But Pizzle did bring to my attention that we did sign Brendan Rice, the son of Jerry Rice. Well, he was with the Chargers last year. He was a 7th-round pick. Well, he got drafted by the Chargers. And then he bounced around the league a little bit on the practice squads for the Patriots, the Seahawks, and then eventually he ended up with the Raiders. So we signed him for a reserve future contract for this to compete this year. So I'm glad to hear that. I don't know much about him. I saw a little bit of tape on him, but he must not be all that because teams aren't grabbing him. So the question for me is, what do we need to do to our receiving core to get us to the heavy star power tier? And maybe you're not familiar with that because I was talking about the tiers. Here, let me show you. Because for the skill positions, there's different tiers. It's rated by PFF. And we were the 1-star team. Like we had 1 star on our team. And similar teams like that as the Steelers and the Commanders. With the skill position players, like for Commanders will probably be like McLaurin. They don't really have much of an offense beside him, just like we didn't have much of an offense beside Brock Bowers. But I'm saying we can get to tier 3. The heavy star power is similar to the Bengals, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Jets. And the criteria, and this was the criteria right here for each tier. And so the tier 8 was like we rely on a single player to carry the offense or have group composed entirely of mid-level players. And I'm saying we can get to 3 where we have elite wide receiver. We might not have an elite wide receiver, but we got the elite tight end. And it says stars out there that lack a top. They were like a top tier running back, but we will have a top tier running back and depth concerns. So we could really bump up our offense a few tiers just in this year alone. Because I think that we have all the things that we need, not all the things, but we have primarily a lot of the holes that we had kind of taken care of. So just overall, just the skill position players, Jeanty, the running backs, the tight ends, and the wide receivers. How confident are you going into the season with this group that we have up to date right now, knowing that we're going to add some other pieces with these 10 draft picks?
I think it goes back to the tier situation. We're lacking depth. And a lot of our depth in regards to our wide receivers is they're young. Like we really don't fully know what Jack Best is. You know what I'm saying? We saw a little bit of it, but we don't have a full Jack Best is about to be that guy. Thornton, again, for me, I'm not that high on Thornton just based off of what I saw last year, but who knows what he does in the offseason. Has he been putting in that work to make him be the guy that, last year we thought he was going to be for us. Elite running back, yes, we do got that. I think Jeanty is him. But we're lacking a whole lot of depth to really say, do we really trust, who's in that room?
Yeah, that was one of the questions. Do we need another back to help Jeanty carry the load, similar to like in Seattle, Chardonnay and Walker. Or would Mostert do it for us?
Well, it really depends on what this team feels like. I think Mostert has the ability to be that backup for us. I think he's also run a similar playbook. You know what I'm saying? So there might be some connections in regards to the running scheme wise. And that also, and I think that's same situation as Ian Thomas. I think that saves us from drafting, a running back or tight end because we have a veteran there. I think the ultimate move is to have, draft a guy there. But obviously we can't get everything in the draft, right? So we can get by with Ian Thomas for another year. We can get by with Mostert for another year. And address some other things that definitely are more important, like nose tackle.
Everybody keep talking about this nose tackle. I think we're gonna try to run with what we might grab one, but I think we're gonna try to run with what we got.
We don't have one though.
Well, because we keep predicating that like we're gonna run a true 3-4 like primarily, like we're not. So how important is it that we get a D tackle? Like that we gotta invest a lot into getting a D tackle. Like we're not gonna run a 3-4 primarily all the time like that. So we're gonna have 4 down linemen, 5 down linemen. What good will it take to go get a big dude that can't get after the quarterback?
You gotta have one though. I think that's just my opinion, but
No, I'm asking. I'm not saying we don't need one, but I'm just saying everybody's saying that we need to go get this D tackle, like as if our defense not going to work if we don't have one.
Well, I mean, I just feel like we don't have that. I don't want to see Adam Butler out there try to stuff the middle of our defense like he was last year, and we've seen how that worked. You know what I'm saying? So who else on the roster could we put in that position to, on first and second down, be that anchor of our D line? Because even if it's like even if we decided not to do that, we still need someone there, even in goal line.
Yeah.
Who's going to be our tackle? Who's going to be our defensive tackle or nose tackle on goal line situation?
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't need a D tackle.
Yeah,
but the nation is they keep bringing it up. It's like as if it's a top priority, like the next priority, as if we need to. Like some people was even willing to trade back number 1 to go try to grab one. So the top one. So I'm just saying, like, I get that we should get one, and if we can, good. But I don't think that it's that high on our. Well, in my opinion, I don't think it's that high on our list because we have interior linemen that kind of balled last year. I mean, like that showed promise. They wasn't ball in, but they showed promise. And our defense was top 15 last year. Like I could have swore I had to check that and everything. Like our defense wasn't as bad as people kept trying to make it. Our defense was bad because our offense is horrible.
it's definitely a give and take on that, right? If the offense ain't throwing punches, you know what I'm saying? Like then like I say all the time, you swinging with one arm.
So this is another question that we had. Do you think Jeanty will be a star this season?
He's going to have the opportunity to. You know what I'm saying? And it's really going to be predicated, like Kubiak said, it's going to be on the pieces around him. Is this O line going to be the O line for us? Are they going to hold up? Because I've talked about that too. Is a lot of the guys that we brought in, they all got injury issues. Colton Miller has injury issues. JPJ has injury issues. We just signed a guard, Burford, who has injury issues. So it's really going to be predicated on how healthy we are. Also at that O-line. Now, on paper, did we upgrade? I think we did from what we saw last year. But
it ain't no I think, man. Come on. See, I'm not going to let y'all do that on the BART. We ain't doing that on the BART. There's a lot of ifs. I know if there's no injury, barring injury. That's what I should say that. Barring injury. I'm just saying, in your mind, just right now, how you feel, you don't even have to be accurate. Just based on what you feel right now, do you think that he's going to be a star this year? Because I know he's going to have the opportunity because we got a whole new offense. We got a fresh offense. We got an upgraded line. So the pass game is going to keep him off of Jeanty. Jeanty, I was reading the stats earlier, like 80% of his yards came after contact, and that was 2 yards in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking he's going to have a breakout year this year. He had 975 yards last year, almost 350 yards receiving. Just based on that alone, with what we had, I think he could be a star this year. Like, why y'all don't want to stand on that thing?
Because we saw how bad that O-line was last year.
Yeah, y'all got to stop being shell-shocked. Come outside. What'd you say?
No, I'm saying, and we saw how bad that O-line was, and we saw him, you know what I'm saying, get blown back how many times. So it's really predicated on that O-line. We know, and I've done videos and lives on that. I believe Jeanty is him. But even with Jeanty, with me feeling that Jeanty was him, we've seen the lack of production because of that O-line.
It was because of the play calling and the O-line, especially the play calling and the blocking schemes. We got a whole new blocking scheme. We come on. If you had $500,000, you had to bet it though. If you had to bet that our line is going to be better than it was last year, which way would you bet? Our line was 32nd last year. Our offense was 32nd last year. Like, there is nowhere to go but up. Like, I don't understand why we that scared.
I mean,
we're gonna be top 15.
I mean, that was the same situation that we had before we drafted Jeanty. Because I can swear up and down that people were like, "Oh, Jeanty was going to fix our running game because we drafted him." When we were 32nd then.
Yeah, those are people that don't understand the dynamic of how to create a running game. You can't put a running back there and your O-line they don't have no identity. I could have told you that. I made a bet with somebody last year that Jeanty wasn't going to pop off like that because our line was the way it is. I already knew that. And plus, the line that we had last year wasn't even nowhere as strong as this line. Like, we was plug-and-play players. We didn't know JPJ was going to be the center or the guard. We didn't even know. Like, we already had a clusterfuck at that point. Then we had Andre, what's his name? Andre James. The year before, then we had Meredith. Both centers was terrible. That's not the issue we got right now. The only issue we got right now is figuring out who's gonna play that other guard. That's it. That's really it. Everybody thought our line was in shambles, and I was telling everybody, no, really, we're only like 1 or 2 pieces away. No, we're 2 pieces away at that time from really having an O-line that we can kind of build some cohesion with. Because I don't care what y'all say about Colton Miller. He wasn't getting hurt for the majority of his career, got hurt 1 year, got rolled up on last year. There was no need for him to come back last year, thank God. But we did give him the bag, so he needs to cash in this year. He didn't get hurt. It wasn't his fault he got hurt last year. Then we got the best center or a top 5 center in the league, arguably. Now JPJ don't have to be all confused. And now we just got to make sure DJ Glaze turned the corner on year 3. And now we just need to find another guard, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Don't be nervous. It's not the same line. It's not even close. I think Kubiak could have used the line that we had last year and made them look better than they looked last year. They wouldn't have been 32nd. We'd have been doing bootlegs, run, play action. We'd have been doing all kind of weird shit to keep them off of us. We just had an incompetent coaching staff last year. So every player last year we shouldn't judge them how they played last year. Not really. But I told y'all last year though, as soon as we signed Chip Kelly, he don't like us. He didn't like Geno Smith being his quarterback. He was trying to sabotage the team so that Geno would get kicked out of there so we'll get a draft pick. Because I bet you Chip Kelly we'd have been scoring 35 points with Mendoza. We wouldn't even win and got a Kirk Cousins. He would have been going crazy with Mendoza. He would have went crazy with Kirk Cousins. But he was sabotaging the teams, and we found out later he was calling plays backwards and sabotaging the team, man. We'd be fine. All right, that's my rant.
Nah, you good. You good.
But
I think
what do y'all think in the chat, man? What y'all think? Y'all think we all right? You think we got our skill position is cool? I think we cool. I think we do need to grab another receiver. It would be nice if we can grab a nice receiver, like somebody that would want to come here and change the culture. Because if we get a prime time, maybe not this year, we can get one like next year, even in free agency. Because people are going to be attracted to this team once they see us start winning games. The NFL is always better when the Raiders is good.
facts.
So you got anything? We had an hour and a half.
No, I think we covered a good majority of it, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, shout out your channel.
Hey, y'all Raider Twan, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, if y'all Raider fan, y'all know how to spell Raider. You know what I'm saying? And Twan, Twuan, you know what I'm saying? So definitely you want to get with that, you know what I'm saying, and hit that subscribe button just because, you know what I'm saying, just because. It ain't got to be because, you know what I'm saying, I got 10,000 subscribers over there. Just do it just because, just to support. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. And Black, you already know, much appreciation to you, man.
It's all good. We'll be back here Wednesday. And if you do like content like this and you want to see the nation come together and make better content than what we've been seeing, then make sure you hit that like button so you can be part of the chat Raiders. And go check out these last videos because I've been doing the series Commitment to a New Excellence. We're winning championships from the top down, not the player up. You know, Al Davis said it himself. You know, you get great coaches. He said you get great, what did he say? You get great players. No, you say first you get great coaches, then you get great players, then you have a great organization. So we talked about the head office. Our head office is doing good. We talked about Mark Davis and him getting out of his own way. We talked about Tom Brady influence. They're all on the page. Go on there. It's good. They're going up right now too. And then we talked about the quarterback position along with Kurt Kubiak. And so this will conclude the offense. And starting Wednesday, we will talk about Rob Leonard and we'll talk about the D line and his coaching staff. So make sure y'all hit that like button so when we go live, because the BART run through at any time. I don't know. We've been going on about 1:30, 2 or 3 o'clock. So I kind of like this time slot right here. So it'll be around this time right here. So if it ain't nothing else, you know what it is. I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I'm a writer. That's it.